Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about you must be willing to let her go at all times. So when you are dating, or even when you're in a relationship, or even when you're married, you've got to know and you've got to be strong enough to walk away if absolutely necessary. So it's about getting to this place of, if this doesn't work out, I know that I will be fine. If my girlfriend, wife cheats on me, I will be strong and leave. I will not stay. If they disrespect me in a really harsh way, I am willing to walk away and leave. And the same goes for also when you're dating as well. If a woman disrespects you, says something mean, does something that is a bit of a red flag to you, and you're like, oh, yeah, maybe it would be very good continuing this, right? You got to be able to walk away. And the reason why you got to be able to walk away is because if you don't have that ability to be able to walk away when you're not being treated in the way that you ideally see yourself being treated, if your wife senses that you'll stay no matter what she does, she's never going to actually respect you, and it's more likely then that she's going to walk over you. Sorry, my cat is just being so strange right now. It's more likely she's going to walk over you and continue to disrespect you, and basically feel like she can get her way with you. And basically, if a woman feels like she can do whatever the hell she wants and you're still just going to remain the same, you're still going to be devoted and loyal to her, then she's just going to just continue to do that and just continue to walk over you. And also, she will lose attraction for you. You got to be able to have a backbone, essentially, right? You can't be a people pleaser. You got to develop that inner strength to be able to show that if you cross the line, I'm gone. Okay, it doesn't matter if you actually verbally say that. You don't have to verbally say that. But it's about knowing that inside of yourself. Because if a woman feels like you would just stick around no matter what, she's going to take advantage of that. Okay? So, for example, in my own relationship, there are a few things that if my wife ever did them, I would leave. And I know that if that happened, even though it would suck, especially now that we have a kid and stuff like that, it would hurt, it would suck, it would be the worst experience ever, right? But I know that I'll be okay. And I see a lot of people who are just not okay if their relationship were to crumble. And that's why they stay in relationships that are less than ideal, shall we say, because they're so afraid. They live in fear because they don't like being, it could be a number of reasons why, but one of them could be that they just don't like being alone and they don't like the thought of being single. That's why you'll see some women, and some guys too, but this happens more commonly with women, is that before they break up with their current boo, they've got another guy lined up who they're already talking to, and there's like an overlap. I think it's called monkey branching. Right, so they're already seeing someone else, and then they break up with their current guy, whether that be their husband, their boyfriend, or whatever, and then they jump right into that new relationship because they don't like being alone. And you gotta like being alone. There's nothing wrong with being single. There's nothing wrong with being on your own. It's fine. It's perfectly fine, especially if you know how to use your time wisely and you can be productive during that time and you don't mind being alone. If you don't mind being alone and you like the company that you're in when you're alone, you don't mind being on your own, it's fine. There's the magical pussycat. If you see the magical pussycat in my videos, it means you're going to be getting pussy real soon. But anyway, so you got to enjoy your life while you're single. You got to be able to enjoy your life while you're alone. You can't always need someone else to like fulfill you. And I remember this really annoying me because I had always been, I remember even being very little and being okay on my own because I knew how to use my time wisely. Well, not always wisely when I was really little, right? But I remember feeling okay when I didn't need friends. I wasn't desperate for friends. And I think it came from actually when I was like really young, not having that many friends. My sort of friendship sort of changed and I started to get more friends when I was 11 years old and I went to secondary school, which in the UK is from the ages of 11 till 16. That's when I started to get more friends, and but before then, when I was in primary school, which is from the ages of about 4, 5 till 10, 11, I didn't have that many friends. And it bothered me, I think, to begin with, but then like later on, I didn't mind as much. It's almost like I had this like inner sanctuary inside myself that I could retreat to, where everything like sort of felt good and calm, and it didn't bother me, right? And I think I had to create that within myself because of situations that had happened to me as a kid from the ages of 5 till 17, which was a situation that was happening to me at home, with an older sibling, an older half sibling of mine who was much older than me. So I had to create this inner sanctuary within myself that I could retreat to when I was being treated badly at home by this older sibling. So I created it within myself, so it didn't bother me when outside circumstances were troublesome. Okay, so I was able to retreat into that. Now, it's not always been there because it's not always there. It's not always been available to me with different things. Like when I was really struggled with romance in my teenage years and early adulthood, when I was in my early 20s. I'm 32 now. And so I did struggle to begin with, to go into that inner sanctuary when I was single, because when I really desperately didn't want to be single. But I did manage to get back to that place. It worked for other things, like when I was at uni or doing my A-levels and things like that. If something was going on, I was able to retreat into my head and into my inner peace. You know, for my friend, there was a lot of drama going on, or there was a fight breaking out near me or something like that. And in a world, right, that no one could penetrate, or force their way into and get into my head. And luckily, as I got older, and when I started learning dating and relationship skills, like the ones that I coach and that many others coach here on YouTube, when I started learning these things, I was then able to create that for myself in regards to that area of my life as well. So it's all about cultivating that. And I think one of the things that you have to do is that you've got to enjoy your alone time. You've got to enjoy being on your own, because if you don't enjoy being on your own, then it's going to be very hard to let go of a woman, even if she's treating you badly, or even if she's not the right one for you. Because sometimes you may date a woman just because you don't even like her that much, but you're just dating her because you've got low self-esteem. And sometimes women are like that as well, right? They'll date a guy, even though a guy they don't like, just simply because they've got low self-esteem. And they don't think they can get anyone better. Okay? So, you got to be able to enjoy your life single, right? You got to find ways to enjoy your time, so you're not desperate and you're not needy for women. Because if you don't, and you feel like if you're alone and this relationship ends, or this date ends badly, or your marriage ends, you know, if you feel like it's going to be the end of the world, then, you know, it's going to be very difficult to walk away from a woman that's not treating you in the way that you want to be treated, or may not even be the way that she's treating you. It may just not be an ideal relationship anymore. So you've got to be able to let her go at all times. And the best way that you can do that It's to know that you'll be okay. It's to know that you'll be fine if things don't work out. And a lot of people don't think about that equation, and they don't think about how things will be if it ends and how you will conduct yourself. So you got to be able to enjoy your life being single and being able to create this inner sanctuary within yourself that if you're going through a tough time you can retreat to. And you can only really cultivate that when you're alone and when you're contemplating your life and finding ways to use your time up and use your time productively. That's what you've got to be focusing on. You've got to be focusing on finding ways to enjoy your life when you're on your own. Because if you enjoy your life when you're on your own, it won't matter when you're on your own. It won't matter if you and your girlfriend have a falling out and she goes to her mum's place for a couple of days, right? It won't matter because you'll be on your own, you'll be doing your own thing, and you'll be enjoying yourself. Okay? And you'll be enjoying doing whatever it is that you're doing because you know how to use your time wisely. So thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally and you'd like coaching with me, then please go to www.christinelovish.com. I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.